degrees at 6, temperature 53, altimeter 3000.
People like you, organizations like RampCheck, I love you guys.
4, 5, 6. Gotta be down, ready now. You are clear for takeoff runway 21 left. Winds are calm. Stand by for the retrans on uniform. It's showtime.
Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of the RampCheck Podcast. I'm Tony.
And I'm Aaron.
Actually, I should say I'm better late than never, Tony.
Exactly.
Sorry,
That's
everybody.
okay.
We were experiencing some technical difficulties there for a few minutes. It's a live stream, so it's not like we can just stop recording, edit that shit out, and then start over again. So for those of you that have been patiently awaiting, thank you for sticking around. We really appreciate it.
That's right.
So Ryan actually had another obligation, but he was going to be able to make it on time, but there was a lightning delay. So he is running a bit behind. Hopefully he'll be able to join us here in a little bit if he makes it home in time. But in the meantime, you're stuck with Aaron and I, or is it me and Aaron? No, it's Aaron and me.
Yeah. It's
Wait,
Tony
it's
and I.
gotta be your bull. No, I don't know.
I and Tony.
I'm retarded.
That's okay. We all knew that.
Yes, we did.
You said it.
Yeah. I know. It's it's just the way it is. So I'm just I've been editing like video all day long. I got this new tool and I put together a couple of videos today. Hopefully that we can. It just makes it easier on the live stream where we can kind of show videos, but we're not having to like show tabs and ads for erectile dysfunction or some shit.
Oh my God.
Seeing what is it, a cutaway of a penis in your veins while you're not getting it anyway. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Hopefully we don't have to see that shit anymore.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, that surprised me last time. There it is. I love it.
Let's get on with the show.
I love it. Exactly. Lots to talk about on the show. Kind of a mixed bag tonight. The title of tonight's episode is, of course, that mother effer isn't real. We'll explain that. I'm sure that you may have seen the viral video that went around, but we'll show you that here in a little bit. But lots of stuff going on. A couple of would you call them historic or tragic anniversaries when it comes to aviation disasters?
Yeah.
Occurred this month. One yesterday, of course, 20 some odd years ago yesterday. And
all I know is I was working at the ramp at Provo if it's the one that I'm thinking of, the one 23 years ago.
Yeah, 23 years ago. Oh, yeah. I can't believe it was 23 years. And then the other one happened even more years than that. Hill Air Force Base temporarily lost a few jets. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. Let's see. Oshkosh /EAA is going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then I wish Ryan were here to talk about this because I prepared this whole story. But Ryan,
he still may jump on towards the end.
I'm kind of hold out on that one. I'm going to save this story for the end, but it's he actually flew recently and all three of us were talking about the fact that flying just ain't what it used to be.
Yeah.
So, anyway,
seriously. And then I want to remind everybody we are on Instagram tonight. So if you are watching on Instagram, thank you. We're on Instagram, of course, here on YouTube, Rumble, Facebook, and Twitter. So pretty much any social media outlet you really enjoy.
So we've got all of them going tonight.
We should be live streaming, and on the Instagram live stream, I'm replying to comments and communicating with people through my personal Instagram. So if you see Aaron Rumfollow replying to you, that is actually us on the live stream.
That is us. And speaking of chat.
Oh yeah, that's right. See this?
Or should I say chat? No, it's chat. I'm sorry, because it's BH World.
That's right.
What's up, buddy? Thanks for checking in. Yeah, look at that Widow's patch. I almost said Windows, but yes,
that's
it
right.
is
That's part of the one of the stories we'll talk about tonight. That's where basically the fighter squadron.
You want to just talk about that one now? God, I look green tonight. I hate my lighting. I need to change it.
There you go. That's a little better. Right there.
Right here?
Looks better, at least from my screen.
No, too blue?
That's too blue.
How's that?
That's fine.
Is that fine? Okay. We'll go with that for now.
Okay.
Again, it's a live show, obviously. Every Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Mountain Time, right here on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Rumble, and the Instagrams. So thanks, everybody, for watching, especially if you're watching us for the first time. Make sure you chime in, let us know where you're watching from tonight.
And if you want to chat with us, basically live on screen, where we can put it on screen, Facebook and YouTube are the two platforms right now set up for that.
Right.
Any other chat, you can certainly chat on the Instagram live, but it won't be on screen. I'll just read it. But anyway, we do have somebody that Jose.kpdx_aviation. He always likes to comment about the civilian stuff.
What's up, Jose?
But he was talking about spotting in San Francisco or something. Let me see if I can pull that up. It says, one day head over there to San Francisco International. Okay, yeah, we will.
Oh,
there's
definitely.
A lot of great.
I've been there.
A lot of great heavies. Yeah, I've been in and out of there. As a matter of fact, that was the last time I saw a United 747 still in operation, was flying in and out of San Francisco back in 2016.
Oh,
so
wow.
that was a little while ago. But
yeah, definitely.
But it was cool to see those United 747s still on there. But
oh, definitely.
Yeah. So anyway,
so there's
cool.
nothing like spotting from what am I trying to say? Let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to figure something out here while I'm talking.
I don't know.
There's nothing like spotting in San Francisco other than like from the cockpit of an EMB 120 when you are landing at San Fran. That's a pretty cool perspective. I know. Yeah. I don't know if I can get this video to upload really quick so I can
an old Brasilia, huh? That's cool.
On an old EMB 120 Brasilia. Oh, you know what? Maybe I can upload it over here.
So, how do you think you're going to get that video? Because we can go into the first story if you want.
Yeah, it's actually hopefully uploading right now. Let's see if I can cancel that. But oh, what was that? Oh, was that your first story, brother?
Yeah, I was just queuing it up.
All right. Yeah, it's just analyzing and processing right now. So hopefully, but yeah, spotting at San Francisco is pretty cool. Spotting at Los Angeles, those guys. That
anywhere where you get the heavies in and out, like, well, yeah, I mean, it's fine to catch, 737 or an A320 or whatever, but the heavies is where it's at when it comes to civilian spotting, of course.
And it's funny too. We do get a few heavies, a few heavies at Salt Lake City. I mean, you see
Deltas, A330s. You also get
not an A380, sorry, 787 Dreamliner every now and then.
Yeah, we'll get those.
So while we're talking about that, here's that video.
Oh, cool.
Turn the volume down. There we go. So yeah, nice. So in fact, this is the same. This is the same approach that one of the flights we're going to talk about.
Oh yeah, it was on the left side.
Yep, it was on the left
think
side.
It was on the left side because they hit the water markers right at the end.
Yeah, they took it all. Well, and there's a video too. Yeah, it was the left side because because they came to rest in between. We're talking about Asiana Flight 214. We'll talk about that. Yeah. There was an anniversary of that earlier this month. 20 years since that one. But yeah, this is so cool. That's one thing I miss about dispatching is being able to jump seat. And actually, this isn't an EMB 120. This isn't a CRJ 200.
Okay.
But
yeah, I was gonna say it sounded like a jet. I didn't hear any turboprops.
Yeah,
100.
100.
That's cool.
200.
Cool perspective.
40.
Man, look at those
30,
skid marks.
20. 10.
Yeah, that's a lot of rubber right on that runway.
Yep. And every now and then you'll see a NOTAM come out that a runway's temporarily closed and it's for rubber removal. And of course, being the juvenile that I am, I always get a chuckle out of that. So, but you can see
San
some heavies
Francisco
off to the left. Yes. Yeah. Well, in San Francisco, it might be more than rubber from the tires being removed.
Yeah.
From the runway. So anyway, yeah, speaking of spotting at San Francisco, I hope you enjoyed that.
Speaking of rubber removal on the runway, I remember years ago talking to an airport ops person and they said that they use like Coca-Cola to clean that shit off runways.
No way.
Yeah, really. I don't know if it's still the way it is or if they did, but apparently that works really well. I don't know.
Wow.
Who knows? Maybe he was just fucking with me. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, when I was in basic training in the Air Force, I was the laundry chief, and that gave the term skid marks a whole new meaning.
I don't know if Coca-Cola would take that.
Oh my God. I don't know. That was so bad.
Wadman checking in. Yesterday's heavy was a surprise at a hill. Yeah, there's actually been quite a few heavy charters in and out of Hill. A lot of Atlas, National, Kalita.
I'd love to see those.
Yeah, a lot of 747s, man.
Yeah, let's just go ahead and talk about this story now. Since
let's
coming up and you've got the Black
let's do that.
Patch.
So there's been a lot of action in and out of Hill Air Force Base the last like week and a half, 2 weeks, and it's because the right here's the story. F-35s arrive in CENTCOM amid threats from Russia and Iran. This is coming from AaronSpaceForces.com. July 26th. So a dozen U.S. Air Force F-35s have arrived in the Middle East to beef up U.S. Central Command's air power in the region and deter Iran from seizing oil tankers near the Strait of Hormuz, the service announced July 26th. The deployment of the aircraft also comes as Russian fighters have stepped up their harassment of U.S. aircraft over Syria. We'll talk about that more here. Let's see. I'll continue to read. The F-35's increased capacity and capability will allow the U.S. to fly in contested airspace across the theater if required. Air Force's Central spokesman Colonel Mike Andrews said in the statement, the F-35 deployment was first announced last week by the Pentagon as part of a package of forces heading to the region, including a destroyer and the USS Bataan amphibious assault ship. The U.S. Marines, with U.S. Marines after Iran attempted to seize commercial vessels near its waters earlier this month. Since then, U.S. forces have had more run-ins with Russians over the skies over Syria. On July 23rd, a Russian Su-35 fighter unleashed flares that damaged a propeller blade on the American MQ-9 drone. So that's my God, the Russians have been screwing with the MQ-9s for a while. It's time to put the AIM-9Xs on those. That would be awesome.
The hard points.
The episode was similar to the one in March when a Russian fighter crashed into an MQ-9 over the Black Sea, forcing U.S. operators down the Reaper in the sea, according to Pentagon. We covered that on a previous podcast.
Yeah, we had some video too.
Pretty crazy video on that.
I know.
On July 26th, another Russian fighter damaged an American drone over Syria with flares. U.S. officials said, blah, blah, blah. The U.S. official told Air and Space Forces magazine the Russian fighter was intentionally trying to damage the MQ. Well, you think?
Yeah.
Do you? I mean, with the videos out, do you really need to have that explained? It's pretty
Right.
funny.
It's kind of like the the mostly peaceful protesters firing off fireworks at the police officers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Burning down buildings. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly.
There have been other confrontations over Syria as well. Earlier this month, a Russian fighter flew near a U.S. turboprop MC-12, endangering the lives of the 4 crew members when the plane was caught in the fighter's jet wash.
Good Lord.
Damn, MC-12s, those that you don't know, it's basically a militarized King Air. Fast actually flew those before he got into Vipers.
Oh yeah,
he flew those
right.
in Afghanistan. Okay, article continues to go on. Russia also flew a surveillance plane of its own, an AN-30, over the U.S. military's Al-Tamp garrison in eastern Syria for a prolonged period earlier this month. The U.S. did not have a fighter presence over the base at the time. The F-35s will aid in the Air Force's ability to respond to threats throughout the region. U.S. officials said the F-35 deployment consists of squadron of stealthy multi-role fighters from the 421st Expeditionary Fighter Squadron. So this is the 421st, the Black Widows out of Hill. Hell yeah.
Right. Here, get rid of your window and show your patch again.
Oh, yeah.
Or when you're done or whatever. Yeah. So people can see it.
Here we go. There it is.
There it is.
Here, I'll pull it off the microphone and see. There you go. Come on, focus, baby.
Yes, focus camera.
There we go.
It is.
Black
Okay.
Widows. So this actually came off of the flight suit of a Black Widow, a Viper pilot, actually, when they were flying F-16s before F-35s. So it's always a cool one, the brown kind of desert scheme.
Pretty badass.
Desert colors. But anyway, so Black Widows out of Hill Air Force Base. And let's see here. There are now 4 fighter squadrons in CENTCOM, 2 F-16 squadrons, 1 A-10 squadron, and 1 F-35 squadron. This deployment demonstrates the U.S. commitment to ensure peace and security in the region through maritime support and support to coalitions enduring missions to defeat ISIS in Syria. Air Force's Central declined to say with locations the F-35 operated from or discuss the length of deployment, citing host nations' request and operational security. Over Syria, the F-35s could aid the U.S. Air Force in conducting defensive counter-air missions or combat air patrols. Hell yeah, they could. The U.S. has roughly 900 troops in Syria and partners with Kurdish groups to defeat the remnants of ISIS. The U.S. aircraft support the effort by providing intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance, force protection, and airstrikes, including one by an MQ-9 on July 7th that killed an ISIS leader in western Syria as he was riding on his motorcycle. Well, that's a bad day.
Motorcycle. See, sucks. You would think that like there's this big motorcade going on, and the MQ-9 just happened to get it. But I mean, the guy's riding a fucking motorcycle. So does that tell you right now how much precision these things have?
I know. I tell you, I just don't think that these enemies just know that they're being watched 24/7. I mean, it's obvious. But anyway, the article just continues, talking a little bit more about, MQ-9s and then the other part I wanted to read on here. Meanwhile, Iran has stepped up its attempts to seize oil tankers as they transit the Strait of Hormuz, a strategic choke point between the Arabian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman, through which roughly 20% of the world's oil flows. That prompted the Pentagon to add F-16s to the A-10s that were originally aiding in the U.S. Navy in patrolling the skies over the Gulf. And I mean, there's been so much shit happen, in that region. I mean, there was, what was it, back in the 80s? We accidentally shot down an Iranian Airbus passenger airliner. There was an incident. I don't even know what years I'm just going by memory, reading and watching documentaries, where we took out like, I think half of Iran's Navy in a day. There was a battle where we just, Anyway, it involved like the old school, A6 intruders, F-18s, F-14s, all that.
While we're talking about
A7
this,
Corsairs, I think. Yeah.
While we're talking about this, it might be a good time to reveal our latest T-shirt.
Oh, yes, I agree.
Yeah,
Here,
why don't you do that?
I'll put up a photo of it here.
It's pretty relevant right now.
It is.
So, right, put up the QR code.
I will.
Why not? Yeah,
I will.
Okay.
I'll put up the QR code. So this shirt, we actually just added this to the Ramp Swag store. You can scan that QR code with your phone if you're not watching via your phone. But if not, you can just go to rampcheckglobal.com, click on the Ramp Swag store, shop now, and and screw around and find out. That's
Absolutely.
right. That's right.
Yeah, you don't have to keep it rated G, Matt. We got you. We got your back.
Exactly.
Wadman also says, "How soon till the F-22s come out to play?" I bet they're already there.
Yeah, they could be. They could be there. Maybe when there's more air-to-air bullshit going on, because the F-35 really does, probably air-to-ground better than the F-22.
Well,
the situational awareness in the F-35 is, a little bit better than.
I'm sure they're at least close.
F-22, but I'm sure if they needed to, they could have some deployed.
Yeah, the thing that scares me is it just seems like it's another escalation.
I know.
On both sides, and I just, I mean, if both sides keep fucking around, we're all going to find out the hard way. I mean, it's nice, the show of force. I have a lot of respect for our airmen, for our soldiers, our seamen, for all of our military members. Just Godspeed, be safe. Hope you guys are protected and well, what am I trying to say? Well backed. But really, it would benefit the entire world if everybody would just take a deep breath and just step back a little bit. I hate to see this, but if we do have to get in a fight, we know we've got the world's best trained military, the world's best staffed military, the best. What am I trying to say?
We've got the best equipment, the best, military, the men and women of the military. They're, patriotic, just doing their job. They do it well. And, God bless them all,
Absolutely.
Wish them well. Hopefully we don't have to get into a kinetic shooting war, but if we do, they might as well have the best equipment. And here's a little video of U.S. Air Force F-35s flying this AOR.
I'll bet it's a little hotter where they're landing than when they left Hill.
Yeah. Well, it's been about 100 up here, so.
Yeah. It's probably about 140 if they're in the Middle East.
I know. Anyway, all right, cool. So
nice.
So there we go. So 421st and all the other men and women, be safe over there.
Yes, be safe. Come home safe. Want all of you guys to come home. Wadman, it's more to not get in trouble with work with all the free advertising that you do. Good point. Definitely.
What a saint, Wadman. What a saint.
Yep, absolutely. So once again, there it is. Hey, since Ryan's not here, we can have that take up a little space for a few minutes. How about that?
That's a good idea.
Everybody take a look. Hey, thanks again for watching the RampCheck podcast. Don't forget we're live every Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Mountain Time, right here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Rumble as well. And of course, if you do miss the live stream, you can catch the podcast itself, recorded, of course, afterwards. It's pretty much up and available as we finish the live stream.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, for audio listeners, of course, Apple Podcasts, Google, Spotify, Audible, Pandora, SoundCloud, pretty much anywhere you get your podcasts. So,
yeah, cool. All right. Well, next
Sweet.
story, brother.
So shall we move on to the next one? Let's see here.
Let's do it.
Oh, I forgot to. All right, here it is. So this happened. Let me just pull the story up here. Sorry. So I don't know if you guys remember. Oh, that's really small. What the hell?
That's because we have the QR code on. I'll turn it off.
Oh, yeah, let's turn it off. There we go.
There you go.
So Aviation Airlines Flight 214 on the morning of July 6th, 2013. So that was 10 years ago, back on July 6th. We were going to talk about it earlier, but we had a couple of guests and we didn't want to step on their toes. A Boeing 777-200ER operating a flight stalled and crashed on final approach into San Francisco International Airport. Of the 307 on board, 3 died. Another 187 were injured, 49 of them seriously. I think one of them that died was actually run over by an EMS vehicle.
God, you imagine that you survive the crash and then
you're covered in
run
foam.
over.
Hey, I'm right. Oh
my God. How awful. I'm sure that fire crew felt terrible.
Yeah.
Oh
and then among the seriously injured, if you remember, 4 of the flight attendants were thrown onto the runway while strapped into their seats when the tail section broke off after it struck the seawall. So
just nuts.
I know. It's just, and not to dwell on it, but the importance of crew resource management here. The airplane was well below the glide slope. They were coming in way too shallow. The first officer didn't want to say anything. Part of what their guess is because in the Asian culture, you don't really speak up to or
your superiors.
Yeah. So anyway, it concluded that the accident was caused by the flight crew's mismanagement of the airplane's final approach. They also said that fatigue or the circadian rhythm had something to do with that because I think when they landed in San Francisco, it was like 3 a.m. back in Korea. And so that kind of messed with them. And then of course, crew resource management. Anyway, so, but yeah, just crazy. And then there were 2 different angles that caught footage of the crash, and I kind of put a couple of them together. We've got about a 2-minute video.
Cool.
There's no audio on this, so we can talk about it. But for you audio listeners, we're watching the surveillance video.
Jeez, look at that.
Yeah, no. And what do you think? What do you think the reaction of the pilots in that plane that was taxiing to the end of the runway? And then look at the cartwheel right there.
God, I can't believe there weren't more people that died in that. You imagine
survived in the first place.
Well, and when I've flown on a 777, and man, they're huge. And if you're
sturdy,
hitting the runway and then you're going back up in the air like that and doing like a 180 or a 360 like that, oh my God, can you imagine? At that.
And what's crazy is it didn't explode.
Yeah. Well,
I think that's what saved everybody's lives. There was a fire that started later.
And that's probably because it was, most of the fuel was exhausted because of the long flight.
Exactly. I mean, there was a small fire that started afterwards. And as they zoom the camera in here, you can see that. But look how quickly the slides are coming out.
Yeah.
And I think the craziest thing about that video is look to the right. There's passengers just walking right out of the tail section.
Oh my God. I know. And look at all the debris everywhere. Yeah. And look at the go around shadow. Did you see that?
Oh no, I missed it.
Go back like 10 seconds. There was a shadow over the runway. It had to have been somebody doing a go around. That was on approach behind them.
Okay. Oh yeah, there it is right there.
Yeah, look at that.
Go around.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
The video says don't distribute.
I know, right? We're not distributing it. We're just showing it to somebody. So the actual video that I grabbed this from, it lasts about 45 minutes and it just shows the rescue.
The names of the
my God.
Hold on board the flight there.
And we'll get to that in just a second. So.
I can't believe that.
But Yeah, shall we? Okay, we'll just go
The
ahead and
names
continue.
of the 4 pilots who were on board the flight. They are Captain Sum Ting Wong,
Wow.
Wee Tu Lo, Ho Li Fook, and Bang Ding Ao. The NTSB has confirmed these are the names of the pilots on board Flight 214
this proves how
when it
stupid
crashed.
the mainstream
We are
media
working
is.
to determine
Obviously,
exactly what
it's a
roles
joke.
each of them played during the
Crying out
landing
loud.
on Saturday.
Dude, I wonder who. Oh my God, not to make light of the crash itself, because that was obviously a terrible tragedy.
Wow.
But just to actually have that make the air, oh man, when she found out, I bet she was pissed.
Oh wow. So hey, we actually had Chuck Aaron join to watch the podcast. I don't know if he's still watching,
Aaron?
but yeah, the freaking helicopter pilot, the man, Chuck Aaron. I met and flew with you, Chuck, back in 2014. So I'm sure you don't remember me, but you did a lot of media flights, and when he was flying the Red Bull BO 105. That was a hell of an adventure, man. I got to tell you, doing barrel rolls and aerobatics in a helicopter over the Arizona desert. That was
well.
awesome.
And if you haven't seen Chuck Aaron, hey, rumor has it Ryan might be joining us in a second.
Nice.
If
Chuck
you haven't
Aaron,
seen
Chuck Aaron says, yes, sir, right there. I don't know if
Chuck
you can
Aaron,
see that.
Welcome to the RampCheck podcast. Wow, it is an honor.
Awesome.
You know what, Chuck? While we've got you, you need to be a guest.
We would love to have you, Chuck. That would be great. That'd be great. Flip flops and all. That was his trademark.
Oh yes, absolutely. And Chuck Aaron was also the helicopter pilot at that beginning sequence of Spectre, the James Bond.
That's right. That's right.
And so if you haven't seen him live at an air show, then obviously you can check. Come on in, brother. Jump in anytime.
Yeah, Ryan's gonna jump in on with us. Hey, brother, welcome.
Hey, brothers, how's it going?
Welcome.
Good.
Nice to have you.
We were just talking about Chuck Aaron, the legendary helicopter pilot. He actually was watching on Instagram.
No way.
Just replying that he was still on there. So we were just kind of, going back and forth.
That's awesome. But, that's who you went up with, right, Aaron?
That's right. Yeah, in Tucson in 2014. But
yeah,
Chuck says thank you. Would love to be on as a guest. So let's do it. Yeah,
let's do it.
Get him scheduled.
We'll be in touch, Chuck, for sure. That would be an honor. It would be great.
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome.
By the way, BH World, he noticed, hey, one of the jets they sent, and we're talking about the 421st, is 5452, which is AF-280, which is one of the Bayo jets.
That's so cool.
Cute. Yes.
Yeah, he has his cute on there.
Thank you. Of course.
Good old BH World.
Yep. Got my drink, BH.
But yeah.
Did you say I got my drink, bitch, or BH?
Got my drink, bitch. No,
Is it a fizz drink?
It's not. I tried to hide it and just show the straw, and I was gonna lie so he didn't get upset, but
that's cool.
Not today. Well, where are we at?
Chuck chimes in again, says my pleasure with some helicopter aerobatic emojis right there.
Nice.
Pretty cool.
Sweet.
So cool.
Yeah, what an honor. Cool. That's awesome. That's great.
So Ryan, we just talked about Asiana Flight 214, which crashed 20 years ago, back on July 6th of this month.
Wow, 20 years. Damn.
Can you believe that? 20
no,
years.
I can't. Seems like it was a few years ago for some reason.
Right. And we just went through and we watched the video.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got another video I want to show you to just cleanse the palate a little bit, because we're going to be talking about Air France Flight 4590, which was the crash that pretty much ended the use of the Concorde. So, and this was just kind of a funny video that I saw. You kind of had to look at it twice first, but it's kind of funny, but it's kind of cool at the same time, because it shows the capabilities. Isn't that awesome?
This is where he takes out the runway lights on the left side.
If you look to the right wing on the wheel, he's just knocking them out one by one. Here goes another one.
The left wing
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
left
the
brain.
left
Looking
side.
at it on the
side.
right, yeah.
Yeah, look at that. Boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom.
Someone's
Another
not
one.
happy up in the tower.
Man, I should have played Another One Bites the Dust.
Yeah, that's funny.
Well, this,
Yeah,
I guess, is it the Fairford Air Show?
It
Is
just
that right?
happened. Yeah, just
Yeah.
recently. Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was going all over social media. Really cool demo of that. I mean,
Yeah.
look at that. He's like, I wonder.
Wasn't there a time that capability was like classified in that aircraft?
Yes.
Well,
you could see it.
Yeah.
Or land and kind of
Yeah.
crab taxi like that, but the actual carriage with the gear that was definitely top secret in that technology.
Or was it
So I don't know if it's still
classified?
or not. Yeah,
Yeah.
classified.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
That's cool.
yep. Yep. God, my lighting sucks tonight. I'm sorry, guys. My green screen, all my lights burned out. I forgot to charge them.
Oh well, that's good.
Yeah, we need to get you hooked up with a little bit better lighting.
I need much better lighting. I can. Yeah. Anyway, I'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll talk about that another time.
we'll talk
But
about
anyway,
that.
yeah, that's a cool video. It was cool to see the buff do that.
Kind of a fun
everybody.
video.
Yeah.
And again, if you're listening on audio, jump on over to one of our video platforms: YouTube, Rumble, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and you can check out some of that video. And if you would like to catch us live, don't forget every Wednesday, 7 p.m.
Mhm.
Mountain Time, right here.
Yeah.
So wow, lots more to talk about. So there's I think one story that we should probably talk about really quick, and then we've got another one. So a little while back, and I'm going to go ahead and share this with you guys. And we kind of talked about this a little bit, but so a couple weeks ago, Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, lover or hater, she put this,
Lover.
yes, definitely.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I just had to make that note.
But she put she sponsored a bill that would have basically righted the wrongs of the COVID era forced pilot terminations for refusing to take the COVID vaccines.
Yeah.
And that bill would basically force whoever got rid of him to hire him back. So she tweeted. So this was this week, just a couple of days ago. This week, the House struck down my amendment to promote medical freedom and right the wrongs of COVID-era forced pilot terminations for refusing to take the experimental COVID vaccines. Oh, I thought I was showing it. Sorry. We have a pilot shortage straining the aviation industry, and my amendment sought to alleviate these stressors by rehiring experienced and qualified aviators who were fired only for refusing to have the COVID jab forced upon them. This was a common sense amendment that should have received bipartisan support in the House, but it's especially unfortunate that 83 Republicans voted against it.
Wow.
And against medical freedom and working to solve the pilot shortage affecting the aviation workforce and American
83, huh? Well, I can guarantee I'll just be looking up. Oh, there they are. I was going to say who the 83 are.
Right here.
I can't believe that anybody, whether it be Democrat or Republican, would vote against that.
Exactly.
And it's funny that Chuck Aaron actually jumped on here earlier because during all this COVID bullshit hysteria going on, he was actually an advocate for medical freedom in the aviation community. And I know a lot of people were going after him for that. Which doesn't make any sense at all. I mean,
well, it makes no sense.
You
Just
absolutely
simply
need medical freedom.
Well, yeah, we don't even need to talk about COVID and medical freedom. Just in general, like we should be able to just make decisions.
Yeah,
like
absolutely. Yeah.
Now, I don't want anything injected into me unless I know exactly what it's going to do. I don't want to be a test subject,
Yeah. No, totally.
So one thing that I do want to say in fairness, now we don't know if there were other things in that bill.
Yeah.
Like the pork belly politics where they just add all kinds of shit and they attach it to it. So we don't know if that was one of the reasons why. But this should be a bill on its own, in my opinion. So,
yeah.
But what bothers me is I see a couple of people that I voted for on here.
Yep, me too. Yep.
So you've got Congressman Curtis from Utah, and we're from Utah, by the way, for those of you listening. Owens,
Burgess
I voted
Owens.
for that guy.
Yep.
So I wonder what the hell we probably need to do a little bit more research in the bill and find out if there was something.
Chris Stewart.
Yeah, something hidden in there, and we should. We're just kind of speaking, based on what she, what we're talking about as far as aviation goes. But
hey, but look, one Democrat voted for it.
Wow,
that's good.
Wow, 1 out of 212. That's great.
These guys are such fucking morons.
No way.
Anyway, so what I was thinking about doing, brothers, is I want to actually send an email or write a letter to our congressman, and I want to get their honest reasons.
We should.
For
shooting it down. No pun
Why
intended.
not? We should.
Oh, and hold on, I put all this stuff together just so I could, so we could look official, and I could totally forgot to. There we go. Amendment shot down. There's the lower third I was working on earlier, so I'm a little late.
Nice.
And I'm even more late on this one.
Yeah. Well, I was late too, so we'll throw the lateness in there in all directions.
But yeah, I mean, all kidding aside, I'd really like to find out if there was something else attached to this bill, because I thought these were good guys. They could be conservatives.
Well, nobody's perfect.
Party, and nobody's perfect, especially politicians.
Yeah, politicians, man. It's like you have to support them when most of the time you align with their beliefs, but they're not always going to agree.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But since Chunk Aaron joined on, I just wanted to show a couple photos, actually.
Oh, awesome! Yeah, that'd be great.
So
I want to see him. We'll show and tell time.
Show and tell, because it's exciting. I mean, it's not every day you have a legend jump on the podcast and say hello.
One quick question before you show that from Wadman. He says,
sure.
Do you think it has more to do with the person whose bill it is and not the bill itself?
Maybe. Marjorie Taylor Greene it does annoy a lot of people because she's very outspoken, to say the least.
She's a hot little honey badger.
I don't know. It could be.
But, well, I guarantee out of those 83, you're probably right, Matt. There probably were some that were like, well, screw her. I'm not voting with her. Yes, there probably were. Will they ever admit that? No. But
that makes it even worse, though, in my opinion.
Well, it does, but we don't know, right?
If you're going to fuck over your constituents who voted for you just because you have a personality issue with the person who sponsored it,
that's annoying.
You shouldn't have the honor of being a congressman in the first place.
Unfortunately, that's what politics is.
Yep, exactly.
So cool. All right, so I'm gonna just show a couple photos here real quick.
Okay.
Okay, so this is Chuck and I actually just about to depart. We're down in Tucson. Oh yeah, the stash.
Nice.
And
love it.
Yeah. So and I've got many more photos and some video I can show too, but we'll just quickly kind of do this. But here's a photo of us actually doing a roll over the Arizona desert.
Because I was inverted.
That's right.
That's awesome.
That's right. But yeah, there's another edit of it.
Go back to that last one.
This one.
Yeah, that could be like, and this is just before we hit the ground inverted. No. That looks really close, brother.
Well, you know what? We were close, but man, he just nailed every maneuver. It was surprisingly smooth. I had no idea what to expect. And it was incredible. But here we are in front of the Red Bull BO105.
Nice.
But yeah, good dude, man. He was, humble guy, just awesome, easy to talk to. He made you feel comfortable, in the cockpit and man, yeah, I mean, we did some loops, we did some barrel rolls, and it was great. I mean,
awesome.
it's definitely one of the top moments in my life, and not just aviation, but just experiences in life, period. You know, because there's not a lot of people that can say that they've done aerobatics in a helicopter.
Right up there with with losing your virginity.
Well, I'm not going to go that far, but anyway, I mean, most helicopter pilots, they've never experienced those things. So, but Chuck's the best at it. He's modified those helicopters so that everything's safe.
Right.
And it's a great story, and we love we'll do everything we can to actually get him on, and we'll talk about his story, and I can show you some video that I took that day, and we'll do that in a whole podcast.
And I'm sure Wadman, we'll have a lot to show once we can get Chuck Aaron on here. That would be a freaking honor.
Wadman says, save some photos and videos for when the man himself.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Exactly. That's
I'm sure there's plenty.
I did a few, but Chuck Aaron chiming in. Yeah, baby. He says, I love my job. He's all, hey, thanks for being so kind. You're absolutely welcome. You're a legend.
That is so cool.
That's
so
great.
Cool.
That's really great.
So speaking of, air shows, I guess.
Yeah.
You want to just touch really quick on EAA happening at Oshkosh?
Mm-hmm.
Any updates you've heard?
Just the lot of great aircraft are there. The NASA Super Guppies there. The Boeing, the huge modified 747, the Dreamlifter is there.
I may have fueled that Super Guppy because even back when I was working
really?
Ramp, there were only 2 or 3 of them flying.
Yeah. I mean, they're pretty rare. And the F-22 demo team's there. I believe the let me look at this real quick. The MiG-23 Flogger 1 is also there at EAA. So that would be cool to see. That'd be really cool to see, being there, and that classic. Last year it was a big deal where they had the MiG-29 there.
The Fulcrum.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Was Ahsoka Tano with it?
Chuck also chimed in, set it up. I'd love to speak with you guys. Cool.
Sweet.
We will do that. Absolutely.
Done.
Thank you, Chuck.
All right.
We will do that. Let's see here. I'm trying to look at the at Instagram and kind of get, some more photos of EAA, but I mean, we can kind of do that, I guess, once it's over after this.
Well, the other thing too is in our Instagram stories segment, there may be some photos or some stories on there from that as well. One thing that I've always wanted to go to Oshkosh for is when you go to other air shows, you don't get to see many heavies. I mean, you get to see a C5 on static. You used to get to see KC-10s, KC-135s, but I mean, at EAA, sometimes you got to see them fly, and that would have been one really cool thing that I would have liked.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm sure we'll make it out there. Yeah. I'm sure we will. It's something we all want to do, so I'm sure at some point we'll make that happen.
So, an aircraft that I have seen in person a couple of times, and speaking of Oshkosh and EAA, that did make an appearance at Oshkosh way back then, was the Concorde.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of, it's called a segue, fellas.
Segue.
Here, we're going to get into our next story here, but so I got to see the Concorde back in it was probably the late 70s. When I was a little kid. It was making a tour across the country because they were trying to get it certified to go across the states. It was going to the different airports.
Oh yeah.
Braniff International actually wanted some Concordes for some of their intercontinental flights. So that was kind of interesting. Let me I need to enlarge this a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember when this happened, man. I was
what a sad day.
I was, gosh, where
that was in 2000, huh? Wow.
Yep.
That's been 23 years.
July.
I was working at the Provo Airport of all places. When I was in the van that we had there or whatever, and I remember hearing it come over the radio.
Damn.
That a Concorde had crashed in Paris.
Yeah, I remember some of the video footage of people on the highway. It just lit up the sky when it went over, and that's just too bad.
What an ominous and sad picture. I mean, when any jet crashes and people lose their lives, obviously. This thing crashed into a hotel and only 3 people on the ground were killed, which was pretty amazing and lucky at the same time. But I just wanted to, so yes, on July 25th of 2000. So that was 23 years ago yesterday.
Yeah. Wow.
Air France flight 4590, a Concorde on an international charter flight from Paris to New York, crashed shortly after takeoff, killing all 109 people on board and 4 on the ground. It was the only fatal Concorde accident during its 27-year operational history. The problem with that is how many were operating at the time? 4 or 5?
There weren't many.
Yeah. So
I think total, it probably says in there how many total Concordes were built, but I think I don't even think there was 20 built, right?
No,
it was like 16 or 17 total built or something like that.
It was definitely, but I think there were only a few operating at the time. But there were so few of them built with that one accident. It gave it like the worst safety record, of pretty much all the other airliners out there. So anyway, while taking off from Charles de Gaulle, the aircraft ran over debris on the runway that was left by a Continental Airlines DC-10, so FOD, causing a tire to explode and disintegrate. Tire fragments launched upwards at great speed by the spinning wheel, struck the underside of the wing, damaging parts of the landing gear, which prevented its retraction, causing the integral fuel tank to rupture. Large amounts of fuel leaking ignited, causing a loss of thrust, and
it didn't help that Concorde was in full afterburner on departure.
Yeah,
all that fuel just leaking.
Tons of fuel. Yep,
exactly. So, and just here's some of that video that you were talking about, Ryan. Let me get rid of this.
There's one in particular, someone in their car,
and that's part of this one.
That it just goes across the highway, and you're just like, holy shit.
Right. God, it's so sad, so scary.
Now, I don't know if that's real footage right
this
there.
is not real footage.
I have never seen. Okay, no. I was gonna say
there it is.
It's that one. It got cut off.
Yep. Hold on a second. I'm gonna pull something up here.
What'd you do?
There was a couple of videos that I was looking
What'd you do? Yeah, Tony, your video.
Shut the hell up.
Just
kidding. Bullshit.
1 second.
This is bullshit.
So that was actually I uploaded the wrong one. Let's see. Give me just a second here. This is live, folks. Deal with it.
I know. No, it's okay. But man, I can remember how many years the Concorde was grounded. They were trying to work on ways to to make it safer if something like that happened again. They were putting like Kevlar blankets in the fuel tanks. They were trying to reinforce
that
the fuel
didn't add
tanks.
any weight at all.
I mean, my God, they were doing so many things, and it came back in service kind of on a limited basis.
Mm-hmm.
And it just the disaster and the cost.
It was just way too.
Its days were numbered when that happened.
I mean, too bad.
Its days were numbered even before the accident, just because of the cost.
Just because of its operating cost. I mean, it said it burned like 20,000 pounds of fuel just taxiing from the gate to the runway.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not even an afterburner.
I was just sad I was never able to see one fly.
I have the right clip now, but I'm playing it through a different video player, so we won't be able to talk over it, but you'll just be able to see it really quick.
That's okay.
So
yeah,
that's
that's
the clip
awful.
that I was talking about.
Can you imagine seeing that happen? Oh,
terrifying.
If you're driving and you see that, you just know they're screwed. You're just like, yeah, that's not going to be put out.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a comment on here about the Concorde disaster on the Instagram live, coming from, and I don't know if I'm saying this right, but it's Humberto Cordova 6. That's sad on what happened to the Concorde. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And they also said, but I didn't get to experience it in person. Yeah, I never saw it fly. I mean, I've seen one on static in New York City, next to the Intrepid Museum. They have one on static, but yeah, crazy.
So there's the Continental DC-10 that left the FOD on the runway. What's crazy is they were trying to sue Continental and fault them for that happening. This was an accident.
I know.
How do you prevent something like that? It does, however, definitely stress the importance of FOD checks.
Of doing your ramp check.
Of doing your ramp check.
That's what I was going to say.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
But that aircraft was actually scrapped in Mojave back in 2012 or 13, I think. So
interesting.
Love the DC-10.
That's actually a cool looking picture of the old Continental DC-10s. I miss seeing the DC-10. Yep, that's a cool airplane.
Me as well. So another thing about the Concorde too that a lot of people didn't know is after the fleet was quote unquote retired, Richard Branson made an offer to purchase the remaining Concordes because he wanted to put them as part of his Virgin Atlantic fleet.
Yeah.
And that just never ended up happening. And then they all scattered and went to their museums. And so I've seen the one that's on static at Seattle's Flight Museum of Flight in Seattle at Boeing Field. And I think that's I did see one when I was flying through New York once at JFK Airport. I think those are the only ones
I've just seen the static. I think in DC they have one. Is that where I saw it? Trying to remember.
Hazy.
Yeah.
I've seen it there too. At the
I think that's the static I've seen, but I was sad I never got to actually see it fly.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
Pretty cool.
Now I think that I might even have my let's see. I think I do. I think I have a photo of when I saw it at the Intrepid. I was actually with Dad in New York City. It was when
they have one on the Intrepid, right?
No, it's not on the Intrepid. It's right near the Intrepid.
Oh, okay.
It's right off the. Let's see. I think I do have a photo, but it was when we were when Bryn was on the on the
TV show.
On the TV show, and we had some free time, so Dad and I went down to the Intrepid, and let's see. I believe this is the photo. I have my Aviation archive hard drive hooked up. There it is. Yep.
British Airways. Nice. Yeah. That's on the Intrepid, you said?
It's next to the Intrepid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's next to it. They definitely didn't have room for it on the Intrepid, but just like other aircraft, supersonic, Delta Wing, they're really not that big. They when you see them in video and photos, they seem big, but just like the B-58 Hustler wasn't that big. But lots of just badass, awesome history, and but anyway, so
there's British
Concorde I've seen.
Were British Airways and Air France the only two airlines?
Yes, they were the only two official operators. There were others that wanted to purchase them, but they nothing ever came about.
We saw one painted in Pepsi colors once.
Yeah. And then Braniff, like Tony.
I think there was one painted in Hooters colors too, or something. I can't remember.
Hooters colors.
Nice.
But so this is the one at Udvar-Hazy.
Yeah. Yep. Been there. Yeah, that's right. Because there's the 707 that did the barrel roll in the video. Yep, I've been to that museum.
If you haven't been to that museum yet, too, you need to go. There is some super cool stuff.
You see the old FedEx Falcon 20?
Oh yeah,
sitting in the background of that.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, here's a couple other photos. Here's the main landing gear. This would have been the area on the one that crashed that would have been affected, because this was the number 1 and 2 engine on the left side.
Yeah.
And landing gear. But and then the aircraft that's on display there is Golf Bravo Oscar Alpha Delta. So I'm sure there's G-Bode.
This is the G-Bode.
And, we start thinking about this and all the cool memorabilia we've received over the years. I'm going to have to get that little sterling silver Concorde keychain that I had actually received from one of Dad's clients when he was in the jewelry industry. She flew on Concorde many times, and they always hand out a cool souvenir. Right. And she actually gave me her sterling silver Concorde keychain that they gave her on one of her flights.
I remember seeing that.
Yeah. I've shown you guys before, but I'll have to get that out sometime. That's pretty cool to know that thing is, flown over Mach 2 and, it was from Concorde, and
pretty freaking awesome, man.
And pretty high. Didn't the Concorde cruise?
Oh yeah, like 60,000 feet.
Yeah.
So when I worked the ramp, and I'm sure Ryan can attest to this, years and years ago when Flight Tracker first came out, it used to be just a commercial application for airports and FBOs. But we would watch the Concordes flying over the Atlantic, man, and the altitude on it went to 59,999. Like it wouldn't go to 60 because I think the altitude on that specific program would only go to 59,000.
Right.
And then the speed, whatever it was, 1,200 knots, or I don't remember exactly, but I wish I had taken a screenshot, with my little flip phone or something.
I
back
know, right?
then.
You never
just don't think about that.
Yeah, when you're never going to get that opportunity again, you just don't know.
Yeah.
Wadman says, loved seeing Udvar in March of this year. Would highly recommend it to others. You are absolutely right, my friend.
Yeah, that's cool.
Appreciate that. So, I believe we've covered pretty much everything we wanted to cover. Aaron, do you have anything else before we move on to the next story?
No, I think we're good.
And it's not really the next story, but but Ryan, you recently flew.
Yes, I did.
Commercially.
Last weekend. Yep.
From Salt Lake to Denver, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking about just your experience. Now, before we talk about that, let's show this video really fast, and then we'll let you talk about your experience. This kind of goes back to the golden days of air travel.
Remember what it was like before there was somebody else up there who loved you? There was no such thing as executive class service to Dallas, Houston, and San Antonio.
I love it.
With first-class legroom,
one of my favorites.
Free cocktails for everyone, and a schedule you could depend on. Remember?
That's awesome, dude.
That is awesome.
Old 737-200.
Fly the friendly skies.
United Airlines says, come fly with me on your vacation. We fly to all the great vacation spots in this land, and our 6,000 travel agents have special fares and plans for every single one of them. They can even get you a free United credit card so you can charge it. See one of our travel agents first. Then, come on, come fly our friendly skies.
DC-8. NASA DC-8 actually just flew through Salt Lake this week.
Really? Damn.
Yeah.
That's a cool commercial.
I flew on a Delta DC-8 out of Salt Lake.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I remember seeing the Emory DC-8 cargo
Yeah, DHL had one too.
DHL, UPS had one.
Oh yeah,
DHL was the one, Aaron, we used to go drive under when we worked the grave shift together, because it would come in every morning around like 5 or something.
Oh, the big yellow DCH.
Yep, the big banana DHL.
So
hold on, I just want to say one thing. Back then, it's like when Andy on The Office, and I don't know the exact quote, when he says, "I wish you knew you were in the good old days when you were
in the good old days."
Yeah, I wish you knew it was the good old days when you were in the good. God, I'm messing it up. But
it's
anybody
like
that watches The Office, they'll know what I mean. But that's what it's like. I mean, that's
Well, I mean, back then, air travel. Well, first off, the Southwest Airlines commercials, you saw how their flight attendants dressed. You know, was kind of sexy. Air travel.
Yeah.
Was, the hot pink, or the hot pants, I guess is what they called them, the shorts, and flight attendants they looked more like I got to be really careful here. They look like they look like models instead of plus size mannequins. Thanks to our but you know what I mean? It was an adventure, and United Airlines, fly the friendly skies. Now, if you order a drink on an airplane, the flight attendant looks like she just told you to fuck off.
Yeah,
it's
pretty bad
different right now.
To me, that's what it is. It's not so much if somebody's dressing sexy or or they're in shape or whatever. To me, it's how you treat the customer. Because I've met a lot of flight attendants that might be attractive that are total bitches, and then ones that you might not think are attractive, but they're totally cool and nice. So
and the point, that I'm making is, air travel itself, flying somewhere, getting on an airliner, and flying on your family vacation or for a work trip or something, it had a sexiness to it itself.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? And I think Southwest is kind of responsible for some of that sexiness wearing off, because, if you think about it, from Dallas to San Antonio to Austin, those were their three first, or Houston, excuse me, not Austin. They were competing with Greyhound.
Yeah.
With that. And so what Southwest Airlines did is they made it so you didn't have to be super wealthy to fly. You could fly for the same amount of a bus fare, so all of us regular peasants could start flying.
Yeah.
It's just not what it used to be. Yeah. It used to be an exciting thing. It used to be a cool thing. And, flying is still that way. But, going on my trip this weekend, when we got back, I was just disappointed, the overall vibe and the overall feel of everything. Working at the airport for as long as, a lot of us did, it was a fun and exciting thing. And now I just look around and I don't know, I guess now's a good time to maybe just share what I'm talking about. And, let me just preface this by saying hey, if you work at an airport or you work for the airlines, you work for TSA, thank you for being there so that we can travel. It's really not about that. It's about the overall experience. It just doesn't feel like what it used to be. We get to the airport really early and we go in and, the first thing we're met with is we're not met with smiles and how can I help you? It's kiosks over there,
Yeah.
And so you go to a kiosk. I noticed I'm going to be pretty descriptive here because I was I'm going to freaking talk about this on the podcast. People aren't really understanding how to print the thing out. Thankfully, I had Deanna with me who worked for American Airlines and TWA. So when it prints the bag tag out, she knows, she puts it on in a second, knows what to do. But you have Merle and Elma over here who are in their 80s that don't know what the hell they're doing. And there's one employee for 20 kiosks. And there's 100 people, and I'm just noticing, and I'm and you have to and then you have to get in another line, and then you have to put your bag on the thing, and then even the person that takes your bag, they don't they don't fucking make eye contact with you. They're just like,
Right.
and they look at the ID and they quickly look at you. And then they're not like, have a nice flight or good to see you. And then you go. And then this brings me to the next thing. Then you're herded like cattle. I walk through the rant. You wait in the line. You go up. The TSA agents aren't friendly at all. They're not like, good morning, how are you? It's like, stop there. Okay, move. Go there. You know, and then then you know, my bag gets flagged, and it's because I had like a dog tag, and on one of the dog tags it had like an angle on it. It's just like a stylish dog tag. You know, they had to flag my bag because, you know, he pulls it out and he like is seeing if it's sharp and shit. And I understand it's for our safety, but like,
but why can't you be cool about it? Like, oh, hey man, I just need to check this real quick. It looks like it could be sharp.
Yeah, exactly.
And sorry for the delay, but we'll get you in and out.
Instead they treat you like a criminal. They treat
and it's like
no eye contact,
so
and
don't
it's just
be a
like
jerk about it. Yeah.
And then you go, and then you're hungry, so you like want to get some food. Well, you wait in line. Well, everyone in line is ornery. The employees aren't friendly. You go and you get on the plane. This brings me to another one. Like
another line?
Another line. And then this is what gets me, okay? So they start the boarding process. And I know we're an hour and 10 in, so I'll make this quick, you guys.
That's
but
all right.
So then it's like, all right, we'd like to start our pre-boarding with any women, children. Okay, then our first class passengers. Okay, and then our premium plus passengers. Oh, and then our Sky Miles plus premium passengers. Oh, and then this, and then... So like 6 or 7 down the road, it's like, okay, now we'll board main cabin 1. And you're just like, Jesus. So then you board.
Peasants get to board.
Yeah, then you board, and, you know, you have the flight attendant that's just watching you come in, and I'll commend that flight attendant for saying good morning. But we're like walking to the back of the plane, and the other flight attendant's like standing there, and she's like leaning and just watching, not saying anything. Well, she was in our row, and Deanna's in front of me. Deanna's my girlfriend, and she goes, oh, we're in that row, and the flight attendant just goes like this. She just gets up and moves, doesn't say a word. And it's just like, you know, like there might be some people who are actually a little worried to fly. There might be people who are nervous. There might be people who have been having a bad morning. Like, how hard is it for you to just be friendly?
Yeah.
And then...
Absolutely.
And then so you sit down, you finally board, you get down, and then they have to reopen the door because there's a fog delay in Denver of all places. And then there was a maintenance delay. We sit on the plane for about 2 hours, and then we're finally ready to go. And then the flight attendants just go sit down, they play a video, and the video, you know, is just, it's the safety video. I miss when the flight attendants were up in the aisles and they're like doing their, you know, and the seatbelt and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So anyway, it just feels so impersonal, and it
is.
And you get to the airport, and it's just crowds and hurting, and people just aren't friendly. And you know, we even helped someone in the Denver airport who thought the line for the breakfast started somewhere else, and we mentioned something to him, like, "Oh, the line's over there," and it wasn't like, "Oh, thanks, I didn't see that." It's like, oh, well, they should be open over here, you know? And it's just like, you know, we got back, and I'm just like,
I know.
I loved when I would get excited to fly somewhere. I was a teenager, and I got some pilot wings because, you know, if you're excited, the flight attendants made it a good experience. And like I said, if you're a flight attendant, I'm not speaking for the entire group, but it's just not as fun as it used to be.
Yeah.
Right. And, you know, you get to go up in the cockpit, and the captain shows you around and asks you awkward questions, like if you've ever been a Turkish prison or seen a grown man naked.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
You know, it's just the good old days. And, you know, I wanted to point out too, and Aaron, you can comment as well, obviously, anytime, but it's like 9/11 kind of destroyed the airline industry. Yeah. But then it started to come back.
Yeah, it did. It started to come back.
And then they're like, oh, no, we can't have this. So then COVID was unleashed. And COVID, I think, affected the airline industry worse than 9/11 did. I mean, other than, of course, the the fatalities on the aircraft and stuff on 9/11 itself. But yeah, it's so unfortunate. Sundowner Studios, howdy, fellas.
How you doing? Thanks
howdy,
for joining
man.
on.
Yeah,
hey, how's it going?
Thanks for checking in.
And now that I'm off my soapbox, just we hope it gets better. And for all of you out there working in the industry, just there are still people like us who love it and enjoy it. And let's just try to make airlines great again.
Well, thank you very much. There we go. Available in the Ramp Swag store. At least it has been.
Because the planes are still cool. It's still cool to be in an airport. Yeah, it's still cool as hell to be on the plane.
It's still a big part of aviation.
Yeah,
and anybody involved in it should be proud and friendly. And I mean, there's lots of people that are scared to fly, and lots of people that they might be flying for fun, or they might be flying to a funeral, or they might be and it's just,
I was just gonna say, how hard is it to put someone at ease with a smile?
Why can't and we deal with customers all the time, and it's like, why not be just friendly and answer questions nicely, and just don't be a jerk, and just, I mean, it's in anything. So much of any industry right now is just turned terrible, because I tell you what, and one of the reasons is because customers have allowed it.
It's true.
And I think it's time for everybody to just kind of step up and be like, you know what? I like life, and I want my life to be as good as possible. So I'm not going to tolerate it. And it's just, to me, I've always said, just like in relationships, like personal relationships, you hear about women all the time complaining about what a jerk he is and what a jerk. And I'm telling you, women have no idea how much control they have over men. And if they would just not allow them to be that way, men would change like that. It's not even funny. And I think it's the same here with the airline industry and with any industry. It's just, everyone just needs to not accept it and just, oh, well, that's the way it is. Well, no, that is not the way it is. And I'm not going to be treated like that. And it's not going to be okay. So whether that's you be nice back to the person and be like, oh man, if I was working here, I'd be like, oh, hey, how you doing? And thank you. And I appreciate it. And I appreciate, what you're doing. And I don't know what the exact way to go about it is, but I think it's up to everybody to force all these service industries that deal with customers, and they have customer service reps.
Vote with your wallet.
Well, vote with your wallet, but also with your freaking mouth, and tell them like, hey, that's not okay. Let's fix it.
Yeah. And like I did say, when I was telling my experience that, when we boarded the plane, there was a smiling flight attendant, and we did have there's more than one flight attendant. So I'm not saying they were all like that way, but it's like, I shouldn't feel like, oh, I don't want to ask her for something because of her reaction. It should be like, hey, like I need something and I don't want to feel like I'm bothering you. And it was that.
I apologize for bothering you and asking you to do your job.
Yeah, well, and that's it. It shouldn't be that way. And I'm always polite. If I need something, I ask. And I'm one of those people that is like, oh, sorry, but can I? And I'm like, why am I saying sorry? And the other funny thing is the last time Deanna and I flew, I had no idea they got rid of like the pillows and the blankets. I think last time we flew to Florida, I was like, oh, well, they'll have blankets on the plane. And I think she was like, no, they don't. And I'm like, oh.
COVID killed those.
Yeah, right.
So Viper Images commented through the Instagram live. He says, yeah, but in today's world, if you speak up, you get put on a no-fly list.
Well, it's true.
No shit.
It's true. And
it's very true, but there are ways that I'm sure that you could, kind of, well, I don't want to say that term, but blank with kindness, blank them with kindness.
Yeah.
That's kind of what you kind of have to do, and just be like, it's not acceptable. You're treating me a certain way. I'm just trying to have a good time. I'm trying to, blah, blah, blah. Come on, let's,
Right.
let's try to change the attitudes of people.
Well, how simple is
I don't
it?
know.
I can't remember if it was our flight there or home. It was probably there because I knew on the way home we were on such a short hop from Salt Lake City to Denver. They still came around with the cart. And I was like, oh, well, do you have any soda? And she's just like, no. And then she stares at me. And I'm like, okay, well, what do you have? Just coffee and water. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'll have a water then.
Yeah.
It's like, it's shit like that I'm saying. Like, at the end of the day, is it a huge deal? No, but like, I used to love getting off my shift when I was, 21 years old and getting on a standby flight to Long Beach and having lunch at the airport and watching some planes and then getting on. And when you were on the plane, everyone seemed like happy and friendly. And now it's just like, and speaking up, like, you can't when you're in the TSA line because every 10 feet there's a sign that says, this and this type of behavior won't be tolerated, and if you're this, then you'll be removed. And it's like, so no one dares to get upset about anything.
That's why not just be kind about it and everything, and be like, hey, I was never rude.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like trying to be like, hey, let's all be
and have your phone out and have it
communicate.
recording at the same time.
Yeah, you can also
yeah. But at the end of the day, thank you for the people that are there so we can fly. I mean, I am appreciative that I can do that, but
there are still some out there that enjoy their jobs.
Yeah,
and
there are,
and we can all work together, employees and patrons, and just to make things better. They don't have to be bad. And if you're having a bad day, I'm sorry. I know I've had bad days, but let's just all hold hands and
let's all be nice and professional, and
yes.
Taz checks in from the Instagram live.
Yo, Taz,
what's up, guys? Checking in from Oshkosh 2023.
Oh, nice.
So that's
we'll have
awesome.
to ask Taz. How things went afterwards, maybe.
Well, we're gonna get him on soon.
I was just gonna say we should probably maybe bring him on. He can talk about it.
Yeah. He says, I asked him how it's going. He says, data sucks here. Have to watch this later. Really choppy, but it's been awesome so far. So that's great.
Oh,
nice.
Good.
Awesome.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
And then Viper Images also chimes in again. I travel a lot for work, as you all know. It's not fun to fly anymore. From the gate agent to the FAs, they just make it miserable to fly. I always keep my mouth shut, but a lot of these issues,
I mean, see, I'm not alone. It's not like I'm on here filling people full of shit. Like, it's not like it used to be.
And they wonder why people get upset.
Yeah.
Remember flying during COVID, man? Some of those flight attendants just thought it was their job to be mask dicks.
Yeah.
And they were unbelievable. And there was a few times where I was like, okay, I just have to shut up because I'm going to get kicked off this flight.
Yeah.
And then my kids and my wife, they're going to be stuck here. And
your 2-year-old son to wear a fucking mask. And
they were given an avenue of control, and some of them overused it. So
go ahead.
Viper Images says, he also comments back. He says, PAX versus airline staff. It starts with the approach, and that goes for both parties. That's very true.
Yeah, it is very true. It is very true. And just kind of the state of the airline industry compared to what I showed you earlier. The glamour of flying and the adventure and the excitement of then versus airline travel now.
Yeah.
I've got a little video, these flight attendants or these airline employees, the ones that don't greet you with a smile and give you shit for having to do their job. They wonder why people get irate. And Viper Images, talking about speaking up could get you on the no-fly list. I've got a few ways it'll definitely get you on the no-fly list.
Yeah.
You guys ready?
One comment.
Okay.
Somebody on the Instagram live. Their Instagram is live from the cockpit _. Good
Nice.
morning, guys. So good morning. It
Morning.
sounds like you're somewhere across the other side of the world. So that's cool.
Yeah. Let
Thanks
us know
for
where you're at.
watching. But anyway,
Yeah.
go ahead, Tony, with the video.
Okay, so yeah, here's definitely a couple of ways to get on the no-fly list. Not real. Anyway.
Nice.
Wow.
That
Oh
was
my
entertaining.
God. That was
So there might be a
yeah.
little bit of a reason why some flight attendants are dicks.
Exactly. I mean, it does go both ways.
Justifiably,
Sure.
it does go both ways.
It goes both ways for sure.
Ways.
I think my overall opinion was just that when I used to go fly somewhere, I used to be excited and it was a great experience. Now I'm just kind of like, shit, I gotta deal with the airport, and it's just the only part of it is flying in the plane. So it's just sad. That's it.
Yep. Lil Hess checks in. Thank God I've never encountered this kind of passenger before.
Yes.
Yes.
True. Hey, and the
too.
gate agent in Denver did switch our seats so Deanna and I could sit together.
Passengers Gone Wild 20.
Yeah, right.
Viper images.
Viper images. Love it. Love it. Oh boy.
But yeah, I mean, anybody watching on the Instagram live too, and you want us to be able to show your comments, you can go ahead and join us either on Facebook or YouTube, and we can post your comments on screen.
Yeah, put your comments on screen.
I can also just continue reading them.
Yeah.
But,
by the way,
thanks for watching.
By the way, I put that little compilation together. So just so
good job, brother. Good job. Were you on every flight? Was that from your phone?
Oh yeah, it was hell. It
You
was.
just happened
I
to
mean,
be
that was
around
just
all of
like a week, and I got all that stuff. So yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Little Hess and flying should be a good experience. Totally agree. Yes, we agree with you. Hence the "Make Airlines Great Again" hat.
Yeah, things that are in their control. It should be a good experience. Obviously, things like weather
and based on that
safety.
video, make airline passengers great again too.
Yeah, those are kind of the worst of the worst.
I was gonna say those are some pretty worst case scenarios. I'm sure.
I mean, back during COVID, you're getting families thrown off of a flight because their 2-year-old wouldn't keep their mask on.
Oh yeah,
that's pretty extreme.
That is ridiculous. That was nuts.
It's but passengers like this that we just saw in that video. Oh my God.
Yeah. Drugs.
Probably
You
a lot to do
know,
with
that lady
Yeah.
that lady peeing on that Spirit flight, I'm surprised it did not turn that aircraft into a vomit comet, you know,
Yeah,
cause a
for
chain
real.
reaction.
Especially if she was dehydrated.
Well, that flight
Oh.
attendant said, "Hey, we need something to your
It's a
pee smells
hazmat
terrible."
situation,
There's
man.
an
It
You don't
is a
want
asparagus.
urine
hazmat
everywhere.
There's an
situation.
asparagus issue.
Oh God. Oh, that's so bad.
Well,
Anyway.
you know, the last thing that I'll say about it, and then we can, you know,
Mhm.
we're probably pretty
Yeah, we got
pretty
to
much done with
do the
podcast.
Instagram pages.
Yeah, the Instagram exactly is you know, right now society is just it's a mess, and people are pissed paying $4 and $5 a gallon for fuel. They're pissed paying like $8 a dozen for eggs. They're pissed at the
We're all
way that just
supposed to
the
we're all
country's
supposed to hate each other
running. Yeah, everybody's supposed to be divided. You're supposed
because
to
we don't
hate
share
each
the
other
same
because of
values
the
or
color of your
ideas.
skin. You're supposed
Yeah,
to hate each
exactly.
other if you're straight or gay. And it's like, for God's sakes, everybody let's just get back to just being civil and enjoying things. You know, for passengers, flying is not a right. It's a privilege. You know, for flight attendants and crews, just, you know, understand, you know, these are the people that pay your wages.
Mhm.
Everybody just needs to sit back and relax and just be decent, and that's
Yeah.
really what it comes down to.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Agree.
Yeah,
Viper
this
Images,
topic
this
all day.
topic could go on all day. Absolutely.
Of course it could.
Totally.
Yep. I just,
Totally
you know,
agree.
I just wanted to share my experience on like an hour flight.
Well, I put that video together based on that conversation that we had, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, about everything.
Maybe
So,
some people would be upset if they ran out of Biscoff cookies. Yeah, I'd be upset too. It's funny you say that. I
Absolutely.
actually have like a bunch of them from when we flew, and Deanna's like, "How many of those did you get? Why do you have so many?" They are
they're
good.
good.
Yeah.
Did you
That's
ask
funny.
her, have you never had these before?
I have a friend, I'm not going to mention any names, that works for Delta, and this
so-
individual has like a couple cardboard boxes full of the Biscoff.
Oh, I'm sure I know who it is.
I know who
You
it is.
do, yeah,
Dude,
you
that's
guys-
awesome.
I
but
could
I
guess
won't tattle
that.
on
That's
him.
funny.
So
Hey, before
Any-
we move on to our Instagram stories really quick, just want to remind everybody the RampCheck podcast is we're live every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Mountain Time, right here on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. I don't know why I forgot YouTube. Also Instagram, and want to thank everybody for chiming in on Instagram Live tonight. And we're also on Rumble. If you don't catch the live stream, of course, like, you know, Little Hess, who's always late, you can always catch the podcast basically right after the live stream ends. It's also available on audio for those that you like to listen in your car. Apple Podcasts, Google, Spotify, Pandora, Audible, SoundCloud, pretty much anywhere you get your podcasts. And please make sure you like, subscribe, and share us with your friends and family.
All right, Tony,
Like
hook us up with some music so we can do
You want
our.
you want some music? Oh, by the way, scan that badass QR code right now
That's right.
if you're watching.
nice, love it. You know, when you first send that, Aaron, I'm like, FAFO. I'm like, and then what else caught my eye was FAA, and then I'm like, oh, got it. Took a second, but I got it.
That's
and
awesome.
love it.
Really quick, I get called out for Colorado Springs being fat on Southwest. Sometimes it's a good experience, and sometimes you just want it to go off on the person because they make it a scene. See, it's how you handle the situation. It's absolutely how you handle it. And how would you like to be treated in that situation as well? You know, maybe, well, passengers and employees should ask themselves that exact same question. Preppy or Little Hess. Hey now, haha, I was at football. I can't control that. Yeah, you can. Just play football. Just kidding.
That's funny.
But yeah, scan that cool little QR code. That'll take you to our latest edition, now available at the Ramp Swag store. You know, if you don't go to the Ramp Swag store and fuck around, you'll find out. Just kidding. Sorry.
Nice.
I don't know if I tried.
All right, cue the music.
Hey,
Okay, here we go.
On some music right now. What do you guys want to listen to this time?
It's time for Instagram stories from the accounts we follow.
Just pick one.
Let's see what we got.
Pick one, brother. That looks good. Or that sounds good.
Okay.
Boost it up just a little bit. There we go. Okay, here we go. Boom. All right, maybe some Oshkosh stuff. Or
Yeah, it looks like that's probably what that is.
South Dakota Air National Guard.
Nice.
Viper Demo Team. Thunderbirds are here. Awesome.
Nice.
14th Fighter Wing. Oh, yeah. Sneak pass.
Yes.
Gotta love
it. Where is everybody? Oh,
yeah, I gotta turn the sound on.
Yeah.
Yes. Gotta love the Thunderbirds. This is /_calf Instagram.
Very cool.
Here we go.
There's
Oshkosh. Oh, we got a hog. Let's see, what is this? Osh, get the book of meat. KCH, let's see, KC Hog 987. All right.
Cool.
Got hogs flying in the face of fear. Awesome.
And that's
really
posted
cool.
by Windy City Spotter.
Awesome.
Friend
Thanks,
of the podcast.
Joe. Cool post.
Betcha.
Let's see, Louisiana has 12 reasons. Winter.
There we go. Oh,
here we go.
That was dope 321.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
What we got? 757 with winglets, the old American ones. Love it.
Yeah, that's a nice looking aircraft.
You played these growing up. Don't forget to take a couple ibuprofen.
Thank you. Yes, I will.
All right, look at that. Gotta love it.
That was pretty. What was the one in the front? What was that?
Those were Mustangs, I'm pretty sure.
Both of them were?
Both of them?
I think.
The little one looks bigger.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a Sky Raider.
Yeah, it's an A1.
That's what I said,
yeah.
Sky Raider.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. Looks like
It's just
there.
balls of fire.
Oh, nice. Okay, so I have to say this. Getting the goods ready for Kansas. So I have to say this. That's the logo I designed for him.
Oh, yeah. You put those together.
Cool.
That's right.
That looks sick.
That.
Yeah,
Those
he's
look
getting
great.
them ready. That's awesome.
Yeah, the Flying Texan and hell yeah, awesome. All right, Flyjet Productions. Looks like they're out shopping. All right.
Yeah, nothing.
Okay.
to do
Mission
with
Bay,
it.
San Diego. Love Mission
Nice.
Bay. These must be when they were growing up, or maybe those are kids. All right, there's their parrot or a macaw. I don't know which. I don't know.
Macaw.
It's a bird.
That's funny. Holy shit, the sky tonight looks like a painting.
It does.
Shell in the sky. Awesome. Chemtrail conspiracy theory in a nutshell. Scares me because I failed high school science. Okay. No time to explain.
Oh
just
my
get
God.
in. That's
Nice.
Every influent
Oh
Oshkosh.
my God.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
hilarious.
Oh, God. Great picks.
Nice B-25.
Ooh, nice.
Oh,
Just
that's
chilling up on the wing, watching the show.
Oh man, that's the way to do it. Hell
Yeah, that's
That's
awesome.
an evening show. That's freaking awesome.
That's cool. This is Jillian's _list. That's cool. The low-key pilot. Oh, listen to those radials.
Yep.
All right, Killer Charm, you come in every time I used to hate. Phoenix Aviation Images. He's always flying around the country with his girlfriend. So
Nice.
not surprised to see this. I wonder where he's off to this time. Hi, no, Philippi Hobby Airport. Okay. All right.
Oh,
that's cool.
PBY? No,
No. That's like
it's
an
not.
old
I know. I
Grumman.
corrected myself.
What is it? I forget what those are called.
The seaplane.
Goose.
It is a seaplane. I see it.
Jelly bean counter and out the sky. Nice.
Pretend you're having a good time.
That's funny.
That's cool.
Story no longer
Or it is
available.
no longer available.
That's my wife, Jessica, and Oliver. So this is actually kind of funny. We were at the doctor's appointment, and it's Jessica playing around in there, not Oliver.
Yeah, Oliver's just standing in the background. That's funny.
That is pretty funny.
And then these are photos of Ariel Oliver.
Oh yeah, dude. I spent the night at Aaron's house a week or two ago, and Oliver is definitely a rambunctious child.
Oh yes, he is nonstop. So these look like some
colorful
from LA, maybe.
That is a cool ass pilot shop. Oh my god, where is that?
Yeah, look at that. That's cool.
Banyan,
wherever that is.
Yeah, we'll have to let out.
That is way cool. Chili whack.
Nice.
All right. Morgan, some motivational talk. Oh yeah, this is cool. Look at this. Reposted by Chris Finley Photography. That's a U2 that flew at Oshkosh this week. Look at that cool picture.
Oh wow, that's cool.
That's cool. Blue Angels.
Blue Angels.
Ooh, nice. Yankee Cobra, or not Yankee Cobra? That's the Huey.
Oh yeah.
It's the new one, right?
Huey.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which I saw a bunch of those flying around up in Cheyenne.
Really?
That's kind of cool. Yeah.
Okay.
Also saw
check this view of the U2. Watch this. Oh, that's big.
Man.
Damn. That is so cool.
They always have a chase car. Too.
Yeah. 80 knots V1 and rotate.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's great. Holy shit. That thing's got to be broken. Wow.
Did you see in the background the plane lifting off? Did you see that? Watch at the very end. It shows like through the video.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, watch. Right here at the end, watch.
All three of you are pathetic. You don't care.
I care.
You're way behind, and you.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, God.
Insane. Catching A-10s in action's awesome.
Nice.
Action. Cool. Supply chain grief. Wow. Not surprised. China and Russia announced joint maritime. Oh my God. China and Russia. Come on now.
Very
nope.
cool.
Clown Motel. Nope.
Yeah, nope. It's like the circus in Vegas. Nope.
All right. That looks like a good view. Very nice. Yeah.
Do a couple more?
So, yep. So much can change in a year. Forever grateful.
Very cool.
Awesome.
Yummy.
All right. One more. Okay. Here's the MiG-23.
Nice.
That is sick. Airshow stuff.
That is cool.
Very cool. Nice.
Reposted from Polo in the Sky. Cool.
Nice.
Oh, hey, there you go. Face to
There you
face
go.
beast.
Nice. One more. Oh, cool. Cool shot. Okay, last one. Oh, yeah. Florida Afterburner Images. Buff on short final.
Nothing like a buff on the beach.
Spotting at Tampa.
Looks like I'm standing on the beach, right? Nope. That's the beach. This is the bottom of the ocean.
He's such a funny dude. We hung out with him this year at Red Flag.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Florida
Turn the music
Afterburner.
off. It's like making me deaf. Anyway, all right, guys. There we go.
Very
So,
cool.
That was Instagram stories from the accounts we follow.
Awesome.
Very nice.
Love it.
We'll call
Love
it a
it.
night.
Okay.
Absolutely. Hey, before you leave, though, make sure you head over to the Ramp Swag store, www.rampcheckglobal.com. That's your landing page. That'll take you to everywhere the podcast is available. Also, the Ramp Swag store. Lots of cool new designs, including this bad boy that you can scan right now and be one of the first to fuck around and find out. I mean, one of the first to own the special FAAFO.
I'll try it.
Special edition t-shirt here from the RampCheck podcast. Once again, don't forget we are here. Oh, somebody scanned it.
That was me.
I was right.
I was trying it out, and there it is.
Nice.
Bam.
There you go.
Very cool.
Very cool. Yeah, I'll just leave it up here for a second so everybody else that's watching can do it as well. And let's see. Viper Images. Love the shirt. Planning on buying one this weekend. Also like the new Wraith Aggressor.
That's right. That's
Cool.
right.
Well, so
Got that too.
yes, very cool. Make sure you head over to the Ramp Swag store right now, or if you want to join Viper Images, just head on over there this weekend. Don't forget the Ramp Swag. Oh wait, what?
Keep talking, and I'll just show a few of these.
Don't forget the RampCheck podcast is live every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Hey, we got another scan. Way to go! Every Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Mountain time. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Rumble, and of course Instagram.
And Tony, I'm going to chime in here real quick. So I just wanted to show this. Let's get rid of this QR code for a sec so we can enlarge this. So you know how we've been having problems with watching sports and wearing sports clothing and this. So I made these. Okay, so these are supposed to look like sports jerseys. And they're the different aircraft. Here's Bomber 1, obviously B1.
Mm-hmm.
I think these turned out badass. They've got a flag on the right sleeve. They've got the branch military it serves in on the left sleeve.
That's freaking awesome.
And
very cool.
I love these. I think these are cool.
Yeah, they're dope.
Our little logo on the front
well
there.
done, brother.
But anyway, I love those.
These are all brand new designs,
yes.
Guys and gals. So if you jump on over to the Ramp Swag store now, you can be one of the first.
And I've got a lot more of these FAFO shirts coming.
Yeah,
a lot more. I've got more designs. I've got more. I mean, these. There you go, right there.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Very cool.
So we got a bunch of these new designs coming. I got a couple new bone designs, some new AVGEEK like swimwear.
Nice.
AVGEEK. This is actually a really cool one. It's kind of it's like a gradient, but these are great.
Mm-hmm.
These are crop tops. So But anyway,
I'm gonna get me 3.
Yeah.
Please don't.
I'm sure you would. Let's see. I'm trying to find that new Wraith Aggressor. I think it's down. Where did I do those? Oh yeah, here they are. Yeah. So there's this one. You can either do it with the front, or with the back print and everything.
Oh yeah.
Here's the one. It's got the front.
Well, and I think you should show the. Those are cool. Scroll up to the sports looking ones you did.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool how like it says 135, 16 for that 16, 10 for the A10.
Attack.
So
Attack
I think
helicopter
cool.
64.
Very unique.
Utility bomber B-52.
BF-22 is number 22. Yeah, that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm gonna probably have to get me some of those now. Damn it.
Fighter 16, all those. So
yeah.
But anyway, I thought those were fun. But anyway, all right, we're going way over on time.
Yeah,
brothers.
we are. That's fine. Let's see. I think we got one more chat before we. We're
going way over on time, but before we go,
well, we gotta get our chats out there. So, Lil Hess, I definitely need to make my way back to the store. Yes, you do, my friend.
Yep, you can get yourself a football-looking type jersey.
Absolutely, be cool. Yeah, because you're a football player. Duh.
Yep.
All right. So wrapping it up.
Cool.
Thanks everybody for watching tonight. We'll see you next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Mountain Time. I am Tony.
I'm Aaron.
I'm Ryan. Good day, everyone.